Go ahead.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome everyone to another session of VOTP. For our newcomers, just a little brief intro of VOTP. VOTP stands for Voice of the People, and VOTP was started after October 7th, 2023, and with the purpose of making each and every one of us aware of the power in our own voice. And at VOTP, we demand that each and every one of us has accountability of oneself and demand accountability from the leaders at large. To be able to do this, we need to be in our own best physical forms. And, one of the important ailments, which is like a plague in the current society, is diabetes. Most of us here probably knows a family member or a friend, or maybe yourself, suffering from diabetes. And if not, you might know many people who are going towards diabetes, which is called as the pre-diabetic state. So today we have with us Sister Safia Gopalani. She's an accountant by profession, but extremely passionate about wellness and nutrition. And she has done extensive research and has studied from the experts regarding how to cure diabetes. So that's our topic for today: mastering your diabetes and reclaiming your health. So without further ado, I go ahead and welcome Sister Safia Gopalani. Please enlighten us, give us tips, action points on how we can reverse the diabetes in patients who are diabetic and prevent it in people who are not. And let's make a healthy ummah who can, inshallah, serve Islam and bring about betterment of humanity. Bismillah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Dr. Farhana introduced the topic, mastering your diabetes and reclaiming your health. So inshallah, that's what we'll do. So today I'm going to try to tell you what are the beginning signs of diabetes. And then do I have any or one or more signs of it? And then how can I fix it? We're not going to maintain it with the pill every day. Most people do take pill every day, and then they gradually graduate to insulin, and then they're told it's safe. Well, it's not. So we'll talk about the side effects of the pill, the side effects of overwhelming insulin pumping in the body, and how we can fix it, and with food, lifestyle choices, and supplements. So basically, type 2 diabetes, when your sugar goes really high, is a lifestyle choice disease. It's not something, it's not a bacteria that you just got. Okay. So, is my screen still visible?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. So let's do, okay. So I'm going to ask all the questions and then I'll answer each of them. The questions that my patients usually ask me. Am I diabetic? Well, let's see. Do I have these signs? First sign I would notice on me would be a little rough patch or a black band the back of my neck where we do massage. That is the very first sign most people notice. So do I have that? Do I have weird skin tags growing in odd places? Most of us are like always tired, and you can call it fatigue, and then brain fog. We all have different types of brain fog. Sometimes we can't think clearly, difficulty making decision, understanding things, and then you just get frustrated and just goes on and on and on. Thirst, you got to watch out if I feel thirsty all the time. And then do I go bathroom for urination more often than I used to? The last sign I would see is the swelling in my feet. That is fluid retention. That doesn't come well, it's not the first sign, let's say. So be on the lookout. What are the signs? Do I have one, or do I have more than one, or all of them? Then yes, I am diabetic. Well, Why do I have these symptoms? So here are the reasons why I developed diabetes and those early signs of insulin resistance. Because I eat too many processed food, packaged food, easy, convenient, and those are just very easy carbohydrate. It takes only 30 minutes for the body to break it down and convert into sugar. Then I consume a lot of high refined vegetable oils, um, which are really not food. They started out vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, sunflower oil as factory machinery lubricant. Uh, then they decided to make it look like food. It looks like food, but it's really not. And then I munch constantly, which gives my body um, too many insulin spikes, which is again not a good thing for the insulin. Then I often mix protein and sugar. That's a very, um, is that the right thing to say? That's a very wrong combination. Like we whip up sugar and eggs in French toast, and then barbecue sauce have, well, the sweet and tangy, and then we put it on meat. So pure protein with some kind of sugar is a wrong combination. I mean, once in a while we can survive on it, but constantly on a daily basis or a few times a week, body resists it. Then I eat packaged food with flavor enhancers, and some of those can be endocrine disruptors. And we talked about endocrine disruptors in the last lecture, if you remember, the chemical, the toxicity, that unknowingly I'm poisoning myself. If you don't remember, we'll talk about endocrine disruptor later. Basically, it's just the chemicals that disrupt our hormone inside the body. So either we consume those as flavor enhancer or like a dough conditioner or emulsifier or uh, all of those food additives, basically, under the general umbrella of food additives. And then I apply skincare products with heavy chemicals that are also endocrine disruptors. We also talked about that. And then I'm too tired to move around, so I don't do anything basically, you know. Um, so these are the reasons why I have those symptoms, these symptoms that we talked about, right? That I'm always tired and then I can't move. So then I get more tired and I get all these, well, my sugar is out of balance because I consume energy. Well, consume? No, I eat energy, but then I don't use it up. Yeah, I consume it, but I don't use it up. Does that make sense? Kind of. Okay. Then, third question. I have all these symptoms, but I take healthy diet, like healthy diet, right? So let's look at the list of healthy diet that I do in the name of health. I take fruit juice every morning along with 5 days and three fix. That's too much sugar for a day. I don't even take that much in a week. And fruit juice, when you take the juice out of fruit, well, when you take the fiber out of fruit, what's left is pure sugar, right? And then you add dates on top of it, then you add figs on top of it. That is a lot of sugar. So yeah, that's not healthy diet. Okay. Second thing I do is I take low fat protein. Okay, that should ring a bell. That's a red flag. Low fat. Protein should always be consumed with fat, and there should be more fat than protein. And then what do I put in low fat protein shake? I put apples and bananas. So I'm mixing protein with sugar again. That's 57 grams of sugar right there. If I put one apple and one banana. Okay, so that's again overwhelming sugar. And then I'm not going to run a marathon after that. After this protein shake, I'm going to sit around on my desk and work for 3 hours or 4 hours. So the energy is not going to be used up. And then I eat whole wheat flour, not the refined. Um, keep typing your questions. I will look at it all later and inshallah get through it. So I eat whole wheat flour. not the refined. Well, it's the grain that's the issue, regardless of it's whole or bleached. Okay. And then I take chia seed pudding every day. Most people like their chia seed pudding. Um, I don't know what's the fun in the slimy thing, but okay, to each their own. Um, well, chia seed is a chelation. We use it for food poisoning, heavy metal toxicity, mold toxicity. It's a treatment. It's not food. So taking every day, we might be diluting our system of minerals. So that could throw our sugar out of balance. And then I substitute quinoa for rice. A lot of people say that. 90% of the people say that. Well, quinoa, a cup of quinoa has the same amount of carbohydrate as rice. So you're consuming the same amount of sugar in your body. Okay. And then I use jaggery, gur, and honey in my teas. Well, we have problem there because it's also glucose and fructose. Honey is more fructose. So you are not, well, sugar just gets burned as fuel, but fructose is really difficult for the body to break down. So when you consume honey diluted in water and not take as a treatment, honey can be treatment for allergies and stomach issues, but it's not regular food. So you're bothering your body. Well, I am bothering my body with overwhelming carbohydrate to the point of carb toxicity. Remember the first lecture we had? Um, so carbohydrate toxicity with so much overwhelming carbs and so glucose plus fructose. And the body is just in chaos and stressed. What to do with all that? How do I handle, right? So slow down. And then medical doctors tell us not to consume too much red meat. So I rarely eat red meat. That is a red flag that rarely eat red meat and I eat lean protein. Again, the lean part is the problem. The low fat protein shake is the problem, right? So we need protein and fat, more fat than protein in our diet and lots of vegetable fiber. Nobody comes and tells me that they eat 7 cups of vegetables in the name of healthy diet. What happened to vegetables, right? Okay. So that's why I am having all these symptoms despite taking healthy diet. Let's move on. So yeah, the question of the day, question of the year, how do I reverse it? Um, well, it's very easy. I can eat balanced diet, which would be um, good protein, fiber, a little bit of starch is okay if you are not already diabetic. Um, so you can take complex carbs like a little bit of beans, like as a side dish. Beans is not your staple, your main course. Okay, just a tiny bit of side dish as carb serving is fine. Um, Lots of vegetables, raw, cooked, doesn't matter, and a good portion of protein. Okay, so that's a balanced diet to stay healthy. Well, when your HbA1c goes 7 plus, you might want to cut down on complex carb and just give your body some time to heal. So, like, stay with protein, 1 part protein and 3 parts vegetables, and enough fat to cover it all. Whether it be, we'll go over it, what kind of fat. Then have a longer fasting period than eating period. So eat for 8 hours when the sun is up, and then at 6 p.m. just dump. Don't. So try to fast for 16 hours. Um, most days in a week, try to do that. Okay. And then stop taking unnecessary stress. People get stressed, like, I have to cook, I have to clean. Well, no, that's just life. Those are part of life. We all have to do that. So that's not stress. Um, but if your job becomes really stressful, well, think about it. Maybe you ought to quit. Maybe you ought to change the job. Or the environment is too toxic where you live, the by the highway, too many fumes and you can't breathe, or change the location if it's possible. So try to manage the stress and stop taking unnecessary stress. I can't tell you to avoid stress because you can't. You have to get through it because, I mean, you're still alive. So stop taking unnecessary stress. Stretch. Let the oxygen flow in your body. Let the circulation happen inside. Um, the best thing we could do is stay active for 30 minutes past food. Like I just ate breakfast. I'm going to be on my feet, walking around, doing something, whatever, cleaning dishes, just whatever. Even if I'm watching news after dinner, I won't sit on the couch. I'll hold the couch and do some calf muscle exercise, like raise my legs. So just keep moving. Okay. Stay active 30 minutes post meal, stretch and exercise daily. It doesn't have to be 1 hour exercise. It can be 5 minute stretch or um, 5 lunges every hour, right? Or 10 jumping jacks every hour. Just find your best thing, what you like to do, and then do some of those every hour. Keeps you up. It, I mean, we get sluggish after a while, right? After 1 hour sitting, I feel dead. So instead of guzzling on tea and coffee, just get up, walk around for a minute, or it takes 30 seconds to do 10 jumping jacks. So do that. That'll just get your heart pumping and going. And then you won't need caffeine. I mean, I'm not against caffeine. Sure, go ahead and do it because I take black tea but I take it for medicinal purposes, not to stay awake. And then find out the deficiencies, do the blood work, and take supplements, whatever you're deficient in. And I'm not gonna say to sleep 9 hours a day. I will ask you to sleep the darkest hours. Okay? The deep sleep, so make sure the room is very, very dark, no night lamps, no alarm blink, blink, blink. And make sure that street lights not peeking through the window. So cover up the window. Sleep in the dark, like really dark. And if you don't have that facility, if you're sharing a room, then make sure you have the mask they give you in the flight. Um, so these are the remedies. Do I have more time? Go over a couple more slides.
Yes, please.
Thank you. Okay. So when I ask you to take supplements, well, do I have micronutrient deficiency? Yeah, I have multiple deficiencies, and that's what threw my blood sugar off. Of course, we don't get enough sun, so vitamin D, and then magnesium, potassium, sodium, zinc, all the minerals, which I have made sure they go down the drain with my chia pudding. And then B1, vitamin B1, B3, B12, B8, which is inositol. All of the B vitamins are water soluble, so I try to stay hydrated and I drink 16 glasses of water. Well, I'm diluting my vitamins and I rid my body of B vitamins, so not good. And too many carbohydrates also deplete vitamin B1. So I really need to it damages the myelin sheath of the nerve. So our nerve is exposed, and so we get too many of those issues. Well, we'll talk about consequences when we don't treat the body. What high sugar level in the body can do to me if I won't treat it. Okay. And then alpha lipoic acid, that's a very important fat. And then chromium. Most doctors don't even check for chromium and iron level when they see the high blood sugar level. So these are I mean, there are more minerals, but these are the minerals and vitamins that are directly related to blood sugar imbalance. Moving on to, okay, so then there are some people that are just not into medicine. So they don't take any blood sugar balancing medicine like metformin. neither they take any supplements. Well, why should I take supplement? I don't like medicine. Like, well, I don't like it either. So that's why I take supplements so I don't have to take medicine. Okay. So supplements are the rescue team. It's not just one. You have to take multiple because it was multiple deficiency that got me here. So I have to take multiple supplements and definitely do a blood work first. But there are some clear, very clear signs of some deficiencies, which Dr. Prana can confirm that so many times we hear things and then we say, oh, yeah, that's a classic D3 deficiency. Oh, that's a classic magnesium deficiency, you know? So it's safe to take. Do I have are there side effects of taking overwhelming supplements? Yeah, but only when you take it for a longer period of time and when very, very high doses. But a few milligrams here and there, no, it's going to take care of your deficiencies and it'll help you stay optimal. The food I eat, well, I don't eat 7 cups of vegetables a day, which I know none of us do. I mean, we'll probably find 2 people out of this crowd. Um, so, but whatever vegetables I eat or whatever micronutrients I get during the day from food, that is enough for today. But the deficiency I have created all these years, that I will need to take supplement to cover that. Make sense? Okay. Um, so it's good to maintain already a healthy level of micronutrients, but as soon as you see it going below average, start to take D3 magnesium. Well, magnesium and potassium and sodium just can't go wrong. Just drink salt water. It's just the easiest remedy. Let's go. What if I don't do anything? There you go. That's me. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to move. I don't want to fix anything. Well, then if I don't want to do anything, if I don't want to take any step to fix my blood sugar naturally, I should be ready for these consequences. Well, what are those consequences? Neuropathy, the nerve damage. So tingling and numbness in hands and feet, burning feet, um, restless leg syndrome, that's classic magnesium deficiency. And then nephropathy. We went through neuropathy, the nerve damage, then nephropathy. Nephropathy is also nerve damage in kidney. So the tiniest nerves in our body are the eyes, and then comes kidneys. Okay, so kidney damage, kidney failure, need for dialysis. Then we have retinopathy, the eyes. Well, eyes are the window to the soul or to the world. You decide how important your eyesight is and then move accordingly. Then heart disease, of course. And again, if I don't do anything to balance out my sugar, then I should be ready for poor immune system, poor circulation, poor healing, possibility of gangrene, God forbid, and then poor oxygen supply to my brain. So I will be depressed, anxious, irritable, just not very good person. Then with low circulation, toenail fungus. Most people I've seen, they have fingernail fungus as well, and then they cook and make the dough with those hands. Sorry, just cringing. And then I need to be ready with so much sugar in the body and not addressed at all. I need to be ready for cancer growth acceleration and Alzheimer's, which is called type 3 diabetes, and it's not something I made up. You can Google it. Then, so yeah, if I'm not doing anything, I need to be ready for these consequences. Well, let's go over this quickly. My doctor gave me a pill to manage the blood sugar. Well, metformin. Most people are on metformin, and if you've not heard the name, then you are not diabetic, which is a good thing. So, here are the side effects of commonly used diabetic pill metformin, and metformin causes major deficiencies of coenzyme Q10, folate, which is vitamin B9, and then vitamin B12. So collectively, all three creates fatigue, weakness, brain fog, shortness of breath, memory loss, accelerated aging, heart issues, oxidative stress, numbness, cognitive decline. Shall I go on? Probably not. So moving on. So if I don't manage my blood sugar naturally with diet and exercise and good supplements and deep sleep, doctor will give me a pill. Well, the pill comes with all these free gifts. Okay. Then my doctor said insulin is the safest. I have heard this like every time I get a dime, how many times I heard I would be a millionaire. Um, so side effects of overwhelming insulin, hypoglycemia, low blood sugar. What happened when we have low blood sugar? When I get low blood sugar, I get shaky, sweaty, and hungry, confused. Vision gets affected, rapid heartbeat. And for some people, it's loss of consciousness and it could end up in seizure. But it's not going to be epilepsy. It's just that seizure because due to um, low blood sugar, lower than 50. Okay, so if I end up taking more insulin, then I eat to balance out the carb. Well, if you take insulin goes up, you have to eat that many carbs to balance out, right? But if I don't, then insulin's gonna, lower the blood sugar and I get all these free gifts. Then weight gain, because insulin promotes fat storage, of course. And then the shot that people take insulin, you could develop some skin issues and irregular skin lumps. That's never a good thing. And then, of course, fluid retention, mostly in feet, ankles, and just achy legs, and then that just start from there. Low potassium level, muscle weakness. When you have low potassium, your muscles are weak and sore, and then heartbeat, irregular heartbeat. And then your body develop insulin resistance. So yeah, insulin is not the safest. It comes with all kinds of free gifts, just like metformin. But sometimes, or most of the time, and metformin is not enough. Doctors put you on additional medicine and they say, oh, take insulin, it's safe. So then, anyway, moving on to steps, which we have been talking about, all these steps. Replace empty calories with nutrient-dense food. So replace your carb with protein and fat and fiber, sabzi, vegetables, lots and lots of vegetables. Essential amino acid includes protein, includes meat, any kind of meat, especially organ meat. Those are very nutrient dense. And then fish and eggs, those are pure protein. And then essential fatty acid, you take animal fat, which is like beef tallow, then butter, ghee only if you get real, not the hydrogenated. Mustard oil, coconut oil, olive oil, salt safe, sesame oil. Make sure avocado oil is avocado fruit oil, not the seed oil. And then palm fruit oil, make sure it's orange and unfiltered and not processed. Um, and palm fruit oil, how you know it's unfiltered and processed, unprocessed, it actually solidifies in colder temperature like coconut oil, and it's very orange, not pink, orange. Fiber, all vegetables. So we need to take all the calories of carb that we used to take, replace it with protein, fat, and fiber. Okay. So I've explained what protein, what fat, and fiber, all vegetables. Sometimes you can include root vegetables as well, beets and carrots and potatoes are okay too. And I mean, as long as they're not in fries, as long as it's a boiled, okay, not baked, boiled. Then corn is not a it's not a vegetable. Corn is not food, it's fuel. It's true. And fast for 16 hours, 18 hours, as long as you can. Most people do one meal a day. I wouldn't suggest doing that all the time. I suggest you take 2 meals a day once in a while. If that one's one meal a day, oh man, fits your schedule better, it just helps you. You don't get hungry all day. That's perfect. But do try to break that cycle a couple times a week. Okay. and try to do long fast, like 36 hours, 72 hours. Okay. I can help you guide through the 72-hour fast if you need help. And then take supplements and eliminate grain, trans fat, bad oils, the corn oil and canola and all of that, and processed food, packaged food, so no convenience. Make things from scratch. And milk, it's it activates your autoimmune, and you don't want that. And please don't eat fruits. Okay, more, move more. So we all may have heard of HIIT exercise, high intensity interval training. So do that. That doesn't take very long. You do 30 minutes and then you take you do 30 seconds of really fast, high intensity, whatever, and then you take 30 seconds of rest. So that's like 4 minutes of that. And then you only work for 2 minutes and then you rest for 2 minutes. That's all it takes. And then stretch at bedtime, before bedtime, while we're doing Azkar for bed, and stay regular on walks. It doesn't have to be 15-minute walk. I mean, it could be 7 minutes, could be 17 minutes, doesn't matter. Just as long as we're moving, okay? And then stay active post meal. That's very important. 30 minutes post meal is very important. Um, I'll ignore that. Use cinnamon in food. Cinnamon is very good blood sugar regulator. Take apple cider vinegar diluted in water. Check a few drops first, see if your system can handle that much acid. But if it can, then yeah, it's going to be a good thing for you or for me. 3 to 8 months. That's all it takes to stay on the protocol and reverse diabetes, insulin resistance, leptin resistance, and all of those, all of the above. Okay. So the body the body becomes insulin sensitive again, just like we were when we were kids. And then we can start a little bit of carb back, no grain, a little bit of carbohydrate back. Okay. Um, well, I just said it. Okay. Oh, there it is. Thank you for your time and attention. And now I will start to read your comments and questions. And if you would like to unmute and ask a question, I would be grateful. Um, wait, before I turn this off, I have another request. Please fill out the survey form. That would help me make contents and do better next time. And please try to join Find Your Truth platform and learn about yourself, about environment, about my role in the society, and just get to know yourself. And it helped me tremendously since I joined. So please do so. And we have volunteers available if you have any questions on that. And then I'm here for any of the questions you have regarding today's presentation or overall health, wellness related.
Jazakallah khairan, Sister Safia, for very important session on diabetes. I think everyone, each and every human on this planet must be aware of this. So I will go ahead and take questions. You can do it in a couple of ways. You can either raise your hand and you can unmute yourself and ask your question, or you can also type it in the chat, and I can ask the question to Sister Safia on your behalf. So please make sure the questions are brief and concise and to the point. And inshallah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay.
Pumpkin seeds for magnesium deficiency or other seeds like melon seeds. It's not going to cover your deficiency. It'll give you enough to go on for the day. Yeah, you can mix up pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, melon seeds all together, and then take a tablespoonful of that mixture every day. That's fine, with meal or without meal.
Yeah. Okay. So that was a question regarding pumpkin seeds.
Dry fruits. Hold on. Dry fruits. Sure. As long as you don't consider raisins and figs and dates in it, I'm okay with that. But not too many because dry fruits have omega-6 as well. So stay within the limit, like 5 to 10 pistachios, 3 to 5 almonds, Go easy on yourself. Peanuts are okay, roasted peanuts. Just if you can find non-moldy peanuts is great because peanuts are like a really questionable thing because that's the one legume that contains too many, too much mold actually. Okay, second question is it's not only for diabetes, for all the health issues we must cleanse, remove toxicity of any kind, must change our life. Yes, thank you, Marisa. Thank you very much. Huda said, I see people who are diabetic who are on high carb diet, but also such people who have been consuming carb all their life but are fine. What can be the reason for this difference? As people from diabetic group ask me this a lot. Ah, that's challenging. You want to take shot at it, Dr.
Yeah.
Farana?
Yeah, so I think the question basically says that some people, who are eating, eating carbs all their life, but they're still not diabetic, right? What is the reason? I mean, definitely there is the amount of, the insulin which is being, produced in the pancreas. There's a difference in different people, and some of them, the cells, which cells of the islet cells in pancreas, which produce insulin, so they are definitely probably more efficient in this group of people, and so their insulin, their needs are met. The insulin needs for that high amount of carbs are met. Yeah.
So if they are not diabetic, they get different kind of issues, right? I mean, they're not necessarily diabetic, their body insulin can take care of it, but the overwhelming sugar in the body could create other issues than just show up in the HbA1c. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yes, and
What I think.
the other thing is that these people are probably exercising and spending their energy, the carbs, the calories as well, in activity.
Yeah,
If
use
not,
it up.
yeah, if they're gaining towards obese, then tell them that pre-diabetes and diabetes is just around the corner. So if they're beginning to gain weight, and if they'll get their blood tested, they're around the corner. So they're either probably spending all those calories in work, in exercise, and their whatever, how busy they are.
Herbal powder can be taken instead of metformin. Thank you, Dr. Shagupta. Yes. Yeah, there are other remedies. I mean, berberine can be used in place of metformin, and then some kind of natural herbal roots, ginger, whatever. Um, Cinnamon. Did I mention cinnamon in there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I did.
you mentioned cinnamon.
Um, Other issues might be the problem. Yeah, yeah, that is the problem. They could have, if they do a blood work, they will know. Azra asking, what is the best time to check blood sugar for diabetics? I wouldn't rely so much on sugar. I would go with HbA1c and fasting insulin. That says a lot. Sugar is like what you ate last night. They'll give you the morning sugar. So it's really not the best way for me to check.
Yeah, HbA1c actually checks how your blood sugars have been running over the past 3 months. So it gives a very good idea of how your diet has been over the past 3 months. Yeah.
Yes, Huda, thank you. HbA1c and fasting insulin, best way to check. Are dry fruits such as dates, figs okay or avoid? Didn't I just mention it? Yes. No, don't. Avoid it as much as possible if you are diabetic. If you're not, then eat one date every day. That's not a problem. As long as you can balance out, if you're eating like 15 fruits in a day, that's too much. So balance things out, please. Um,
Yeah, there's one.
does anybody like to
Yeah, and
unmute and talk?
Sister Sharma had asked, does vitamin D make you urinate more? I know people who got problems with high dose of
No.
vitamin.
No, does it, Dr. Farana?
No, no,
No,
no.
no, never, never. No, it's just people's excuse to not take any.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have to check out if they're urinatics. They have to check it
How
out.
much vitamin D should be taken? You'll check the dose and talk to me on all the clear signs. If you have severe deficiency, I will put you on a schedule. But as a normal maintenance dose, you should take 10,000 international unit every single day with a heavy dose once a week. Write it down. Are lentils okay to consume as good source of protein? Lentils are complex carb, not protein. Sorry. So you can consume as a side dish or 1/4 of the plate. So your plate has 4 parts, 1/4 protein, 1/4 of that lentil, whatever beans, and then 2 parts of vegetables. Okay. I only let I only allow lentils and beans because it contains heavy fiber as well. Yes, thank you, Huda. Lentils should not be taken with rice or roti. Okay, so I don't know why we think that plant food is protein. Because, well, I've said this many times that you take one bowl of lentils or beans or whatever, it has 15 grams of protein. Yes, very good. But it comes with 45 grams of carbohydrate for free. Yes, some of it is fiber, I understand, but it's still 45 grams of carb. I don't eat that much in like a week. And plus plant protein, well, we don't have 4 parts in our stomach like cows or animals. So plant protein is only absorbed 10 to 12%. So it's a very dirty burning fuel, you know. Why consume as a main meal? Like, okay, you want to try as a delicacy or like a very diluted dal soup type, sure. But that's not your main meal. Yeah, you can have bowl of lentils with 3 cups of vegetables, that I'm okay with. But make sure you do take protein that day as well. Some kind of protein. You can survive on vegetables one day if you don't take protein, but don't think lentils are a good source of protein. It's plant protein. It comes with free carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Lots of vitamin D because constipation, what to use to avoid constipation to stay. Vitamin D plus magnesium. Vitamin D cannot be consumed by itself. You have to take magnesium, especially magnesium glycinate. In heavy doses is fine. 2000 mg is really not overdosing. Up to 2000 mg. Any more than that, the side effect of magnesium overdose is just loose stool. So you'll go bathroom one more time. Not a big deal. No one's gonna unmute and talk to me? Really?
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, Sister Safia. Shama.
Wa alaikum assalam wa
Uh,
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes.
Actually, you were saying magnesium 2000. You told me last time 200 milligram and maximum dose is 600 milligram.
Well, I said up to
Magnesium.
2000 milligram you can take without making it overdosing.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, nutrition.
Okay.
Maximum is 2000
Maximum,
magnesium.
yes. If somebody is severely constipated, maximum is 2000
Okay.
mg. Anything more than that, you just go bathroom one more time. That's all. There is no
Okay.
side effect of magnesium. Your blood pressure will normalize if you have high blood pressure issue. But most people do great with 200 to 400. Sometimes people take 600, but up to 2000 you can take every day. Sometimes I have to take it in multiple types of magnesium. Like sometimes I would take 500 mg of glycinate and then 200 threonate, 300 malate. So I do a mix of magnesium, not as a complex in one tablet, but multiple times a day in different doses. So that totals up to 2000, just to keep me calm in here.
And what should be the minimum dose? Like, what do you recommend? 600?
Whatever minimum works for you, whatever helps you, whatever
Okay.
your issues are. If you have leg cramps, try with 100, maybe 200, maybe your ideal dose is 300, maybe 600. You never know until you try it. But up to 2000 is really safe to take within 24 hours. Not all at once, but in
And
divided doses,
what is
multiple
best
times.
time to take magnesium?
I prefer in the morning. Some people, they can't sleep, they take it in the evening. So you decide what works for you. play around.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Ji, Sister Safia, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Niket. How are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Go
अच्छा मैं
ahead.
ले रही हूँ almost 2-3 months से जब आपने बताया था इस 1500 mg daily at night
What?
magnesium glycinate.
1500 mg?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, only 22% get absorbed, right? So do the math. But you're
okay.
good. You're
But
good. Does it work though? Does that dose
work
work for you?
muscle
Okay.
pains और cramps वो all जो है ना वो ठीक हुए इससे बेहतर हुए sleep better हुई.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
So should I carry it as with this much 1500 mg?
Up to 2000 is very safe to take every day.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
And do we need to give it a break, or can we
Yeah.
Not
take
for
it?
minerals, no. Not for minerals or vitamin D. For any B vitamins or any other enzymes like CoQ10 or you take omega-3s and ALAs and all, any other you do. But with minerals and vitamin D, no, you don't need break because we don't get break from the sun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings the sun up every day. So we do need D3 every day. Yes, Ahmad.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
Wa alaikum assalam. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
सफिया, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है। मुझे इसका क्लियर है, लेकिन हो सकता है मेरे सवाल से बहुत लोगों को फ़ायदा हो। और जैसे क्वेश्चन ये बनता है मेरे ज़हन में अक्सर, और डिपेंड करता है कि आपकी हालत कैसी है, आपकी कंडीशन कैसी है। लेकिन जैसे आप देख रही हैं कि बहुत से देसी लोग हम लोग का, जैसे अभी मैं सुन रही थी कि बहुत से लोगों को दाल और रोटी और चावल खाते हैं, और हमारा मेन कोर्स यही होता है कि हम लोग यही खाते हैं। तो जब ज़ाहिर बात है, और इन चीज़ों ने ही हमारी सेहत को ख़राब किया है, तो जब हम इसकी इलाज करते हैं और हम लोग को क्रेविंग ख़त्म भी हो जाती है, लेकिन ज़ाहिर-सी बात है, आप फैमिली में रन कर रहे होते हैं, आपके साथ में लोग रहते हैं, आपका फिर से दिल करता है। तो इन चीज़ों को किस तरह हम यूटिलाइज़ बाद में कर सकते हैं कि आपको पूरी ज़िंदगी के लिए इसके लिए आपको कट डाउन करना पड़ता है इसके लिए, जो आप बचपन से खाते आ रहे हो?
If your HbA1c is above 7, you have to cut down on all the carbs. So you will eat meat and fiber, which is vegetables. But if you're not diabetic or if you are balanced out like 5.7, between 5.7 and 6.0 or 6.2, that's still okay. You can take lentils as a side dish, but you have to have protein in your meal. I mean, without protein, how are you going to make muscles? And without muscles, how are your blood sugar going to be utilized and balance out? You tell
परफेक्ट,
me.
जज़ाकल्लाह।
Make sense?
यस,
I mean, I'm not saying it's haram. You try play around with it. If you're diabetic, be careful. Do take if you want to eat dal, make sure you have 3 eggs to go with it. But if you're okay, you can just take a bowl of dal or bowl of beans with some vegetables. Take additional fiber with it and lots of fat,
ओह, आई एम लिसनिंग
oils,
यू और
and
आई कैन फील मुझे बहुत फ़ायदा हो रहा है। मेरी तो डॉक्टर मुझे जो जब आप कहेंगे तो मैं ज़रूर लूँगी, लेकिन ऑनेस्टली मुझे आपके इलाज से बहुत फ़ायदा हो रहा है। अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, आई रियली अप्रिशिएट
Alhamdulillah.
इट।
Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much for coming on camera. I mean, live and unmuting. I appreciate it.
इवन मैंने ये करके देखा है, आप प्रोटीन के साथ दाल लेते हो तो वो इतना नहीं आपको ब्लोट करती। इवन मैंने राइस करके
Yes.
देखे हैं, राइस आप प्रोटीन दोपहर को अगर आप लें तो आप राइस इवनिंग में खाएं, आपको कुछ नहीं कहते वो। जब आप सिर्फ दाल चावल ही खाएंगे ना तो वो आपका बेड़ा गर्क करती है।
Water retention. Yeah.
ये
Thank you.
ये मैंने ये कर की है, मैं ये बहुत दफा मैं इस तरह करके देखती हूँ चीजों को कि दिस इज जो है ना ये प्रोटीन, it should be in your diet.
Thank you, sweet sisters. You guys are just amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
आपका ये कहना बहुत important है because most people are being inspired with it, so they're going to try to do that, inshallah.
Yeah.
Okay, did I miss anyone's question?
नो, नॉट रियली। सफिया, आपने एंडोक्राइन डिसरप्टर पे आप थोड़ा सा कह दें। आई नो यू मेंशन्ड द एंडोक्राइन डिसरप्टर इन योर
Oh,
टॉक,
yeah.
यू डोंट नो अबाउट इट।
Endocrine disruptors. So basic idea is that our body has endocrine system is basically the body's main communication network, right? The glands, we have glands like those what glands are on kidneys, kind of
Adrenal.
triangle glands on kidneys,
Adrenal.
adrenal glands, and then we have thyroid glands, so there are multiple glands we have, and then those glands release hormones into the blood. Now, hormones act as a messenger in the feedback loop, and that loop get disrupted when the glands get affected because of the chemical, either application or consumption. So hormones and glands are sensitive to environment factor, chemicals, medications, or whatever kind of toxins we decide to put inside or on our body collectively. So it's all endocrine disruptors. It's called endocrine disruptors. So why does it happen? Because glands are made of fat, and then toxins are fat soluble. So toxins stay in the gland. It doesn't wash off with the water. And it interferes the hormone production and supply. So does that help?
Yeah. Yeah.
So just take a thyroid because it's so much easier to explain. When our thyroid glands are not working properly, so we have lack of thyroid hormone. Doctors give you additional hormone, that's T4. Well, fixing the gland is the goal, not pumping additional hormone. Does that make sense? And then if your thyroid is overactive, like because of autoimmune disease like hyperthyroid, your thyroid glands are producing too many hormones. So then doctors suppress that. No, you fix the gland so it'll stop making that many hormones, right? So we need to address the cause. So the autoimmune, so quit grain and dairy, and your autoimmune should be in remittance. Is that the right word? Remittance.
Yeah. Remission.
Subhanallah. Azra said I lost 12 kg. 12 kg. Oh, subhanallah. I didn't know you had that much extra. Oh, mashallah.
There.
Sadia lost 12 pounds. SubhanAllah, Sadia. Thank you for saying that. Any questions? Thank you for good, kind comments, and please inspire each other, please.
Yeah. Sister Ishrat has raised a hand. Sister Ishrat, you can unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
Lot of vitamin D
Dr.
cause
Harris.
constipation. No, vitamin D doesn't cause constipation. No. You probably ate something wrong. No, vitamin D actually helps with the constipation. Sorry, Ishrat, go ahead.
No, I'm so sorry. What I wanted to ask, sorry, I've joined twice.
You have too much echo going on. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. It's
Go ahead.
better now. I know a lot of young women now who are clinically, they've been diagnosed as PCOS.
Yeah, that's diabetes of ovaries and diabetes of those fibroids are diabetes of uterus. Yes, it's all diabetes. And doctors are putting them on metformin, most of them.
Yeah, that's correct.
Or birth control pills. Yeah, I see 14-year-old, 16-year-old on birth control pills because that's the only solution medical science has at this point. But just quit carbs. It's going to solve itself. So many people, so many women, they come to me in their early 30s or late 20s that they haven't had periods in 8 months. Well, when we eliminate carbs out of their diet and give them good protein and good supplements, 4 months, and they started menstruating again. 4 months. That's all it takes for the body to bounce back. Body's so resilient. We just mess up ourselves. So, okay, I have another comment. You mean for hypothyroid, we should cut down on dairy and carb, either hypo or hyper. Cut down on grain and dairy, both. And don't mix the protein and the sugar. It's gonna keep your autoimmune in remittance if you have autoimmune issue.